Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Well, it's the end of December, and yes, Christmas was a couple days ago, but it's still the Christmas season, so we're going to color one more Christmas picture today. I decided to color out of one of Sachin Sachdeva's coloring books. This one is the Christmas Mandalas Color by Number. So he always has the color palette on the back, and of course I have all my colors picked out. I'm going to again color today with my Copic markers. So I colored a couple in here already. We'll just go on to the next one. We have some cute presents and holly in here. Let's pop a sheet of cardstock back behind. All right, let's get started. I'm assuming we have number ones. Yes. Number one, E09. Let me zoom in. Is that close enough? All right. So, let me put the cap down. Here we go. How is everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. And how was your Christmas? If you celebrate Christmas, that is. Did you celebrate in the traditional way? I know many, scaled things back this year. All my kids did come. I had sent them a text weeks ago to see if they were comfortable with, getting together, and if anybody felt uncomfortable, I would totally have understood. But they were all okay with it. Those that had already had COVID were well out of their quarantine. So all four of my kids were here and their significant others, because 2 are married, 2 are engaged. So, and then the grandkids were here, most of them. So, needless to say, because this living room here is so much smaller than my other house. And in addition, in the other house, I had an attached dining room. It was all open from the living room to the dining room, that, people could sit in there and still be amongst everybody. Okay. So again, the nice thing with Sachin's books is he only puts the colors over here that are in the picture. And I love it when companies do that, or illustrators. So we go from 1 to number 4. Okay, I have my Copics over here on the other side of my desk, on the L shape of it, and that is lower than here. So I'm going to move them up here so I can get at them easier. I thought it would work really good over there, but it doesn't. Okay, red, R29. Yeah, right here. So yeah, we had a house full. I put out, folding chairs and tried to make enough room where as many people as possible could sit in the living room, but of course not everybody fit. Somewhere in the kitchen. And then I did set up the table and chairs, my dining room table and chairs that I had in the other house. I set that all up downstairs and put a Christmas tablecloth on it and whatnot so people could go down there and eat. It was kind of chilly though, so next year I think I'm gonna start up one of the oil space heaters that I bought for the bedrooms upstairs, because again, there's no heat in the bedrooms up there. And the space heaters work pretty good, but I think I would take one down there and warm it up a little bit for 'em. So that part worked pretty good, but when it came time to opening gifts, of course, again, not everybody fit in the living room, so some were out in the kitchen, and then others couldn't see them when they opened their gifts. And one of the hazards of having a small house. But I guess overall, it worked pretty good. We made do. So yeah, I had all four of my kids and their, like I said, their significant others and grandkids. And then I always, this may seem weird, I always invite my ex-husband too. After all, he is the father of my kids, and nobody should spend Christmas alone. So he always comes. And then he can see the kids on Christmas too, give them their gifts. They can give them the gifts that they bought him. So it works out good. And then I also have, let's see, this is a whole story in and of itself, I guess. I was 18 when I had my oldest daughter. And unmarried. And so when I met my then husband, she was 2. Let's see, we go on to 5 here. Where's 5? So, orange. YR07. Oh, and that's one I have to fill. Okay, let's see how orange this one is. It's kind of bright. Darn, I have 2 of them I have to fill. Let's use this one. Close enough. So I had no contact with her biological father as she was growing up. My daughter was, by the time we got married, she was 4. So she was my miniature bride. I had her dress sewn to match mine. It was cute. And then my ex-husband adopted her. So he was the only father she ever knew. But then, of course, as she got older, and I, never hid from her who her real father was. She knew that Dad wasn't her real dad. We never kept that from her. And, that pretty much satisfied her growing up. But, of course, when she got older, she was already moved out of the house. And kind of wanted to get in contact with him. And, well, I guess I was okay with it. Part of me wasn't. I was still a little bitter, I guess. But, she knew his name and kind of where he was from and stuff. But I told her, I says, I have no idea if he's still there. Well, she's a good detective. And yeah, she did some sleuthing. Y08. And checking around, found out his local watering hole. And then her and her, well, now husband, went to that bar and they just started talking. And then she revealed who she was, and the whole bar, I guess, was like, "Oh." So yeah, so I invite him down every year too. So she's got her adopted daddy and she's got her biological daddy. When she got married, she had both of them walk her down the aisle. It was really cute. One on each side. Because she didn't want to exclude one or the other, which I thought was nice. I think my ex-husband would have been pretty disappointed. After all, he was the one that raised her all these years. So, yeah. Anyways, told you that was a whole nother story. But yeah, so we had a lot of people here. And I know what you're thinking and gonna say. We're not supposed to do that. But we were all, as safe as we could be in a small house. There was no hugging or kissing or anything. But we had a really good time. My son was being his goofy self. That kid is just so hilarious. And he had us all laughing so hard. My youngest two daughters were laughing so hard they were crying. They had tears rolling down their face. So yeah, it was a really good time. They made up their own little drinking game. Because there were so many Amazon boxes, people packed things in their Amazon boxes, and I had a ton of Amazon boxes, so like any clothing or, whatever, everything got put in an Amazon box to wrap. So every time somebody unwrapped a present and it wasn't an Amazon box, they go, "Amazon box," and everybody took a drink. It was hilarious. The next person would open their present. "Ah, no Amazon box." Yes, I have strange kids. No, I don't. They're all awesome. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, my gosh, my oldest daughter is going to turn 40 next May. Oh my God, I feel old. I keep, teasing her, and she goes, "Mom, just keep remembering, the older I get, the older you are." I go, yeah. Don't remind me of that. I can remind you and tease you. Don't tease me. 7, dark green. G28. Okay. Ooh, pretty bright colors, huh? So yeah, we had a good time. Lots and lots of food. There's always too much food. My fridge is full of leftovers. Bob always gets a ham for Christmas from work. So we slice that up with the meat slicer that I bought him a few years ago for Christmas. It actually finally got used. And froze that then last month. So got out a couple packs of the ham. And then Tanya and her husband have this great big smoker he smokes meat a lot. And so he always smokes a turkey and brings that along too. And it's so moist. Oh, really juicy. It was really good. So we had that and all the fixin'. I mean, cheesy hash browns. And all kinds of nummies. To the point where hardly anybody had any of the pies I made. So there's a lot of that left over. But we did end up opening gifts and stuff. This year was, the timing-wise, was a little bit different than other years. We had gotten together first mid to later afternoon, where usually it was in the morning. So by the time we ate, people, could munch later, or, it was all there for supper yet for those that were still there. So then the pies got eaten more, and some of the other food got eaten more. But not this year. So yeah, lots of leftovers. We know what we'll be eating this week. So yeah, did you guys get together or scale things back? I got some really nice things. My youngest daughter gave me 2 diamond paintings, and I had just finished up this cute little angel girl that I had been working on. So I started on, it's an odd size. I've heard of 30 by 30s and 30 by 40s, right? For those of you who diamond paint. This diamond painting is a 35 by 35. And I've never done a 35 by 35. I don't think I've ever seen a 35 by 35. So I'm hoping it's going to fit in the scrapbook. I don't know. I think it might be too big. The thing that is, the odds of this happening are 1,000,000 to 1. It's kind of a, well, I don't want to say an abstract picture, because it is kind of like a tree, and then there's just a bunch of blues and greens. There's gorgeous colors in this picture. There's like teals and yellows and greens, and it's really pretty. My oldest grandson was here also, so Tanya, my daughter, gave him his gifts because she hadn't seen him before Christmas, so she gave him his gifts on Christmas too while they were here. One of his gifts, let me find my next color quick. Okay, 8 is green. G09. One of his gifts was a great big flannel throw blanket. You want to know what the picture was? Can you believe it was the exact same picture as my diamond painting? What are the odds of that? Mallory, my daughter who gave me the diamond paintings, noticed it first, and I'm like, what? And it's just so bizarre. It was unreal. So yeah, his blankie and my diamond painting are one and the same. And I had never seen this picture before. It's not like a super popular, picture. It was really bizarre. Ugh. I had to take a little bit of a break there. I could feel a tickle in my throat. Oh my gosh. So my eyes were watering and everything. I had to go out and blow my nose. So I am sucking on a chloroseptic lozenge, so I hope that doesn't bother anybody. And I wasn't supposed to color that color. Darn. It's supposed to be a light green. Oh, well, I think my mind was on trying not to cough and realizing it was a futile effort. And of course, when I cough, I have to sneeze on top of it. So I don't know what it is. When I cough, it must tickle my nose. I have had this darn headache all day. I can't get rid of it. Okay. Now we can go on to nights. And that is light green. And I use the fluorescent green for this, which it's not fluorescent. It's just a pretty bright spring green. I like it. It's a pretty light green. It is Sunday when I'm recording. Should have recorded yesterday. I typically do. But I just wanted to rest and relax. And I started a huge project that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I couldn't put it off any longer because oh yeah, there's my flub. Because now that I'm doing a lot more small diamond paintings, they're almost all, round drills rather than the square. I always only did squares. And only large diamond paintings. Number 10 is a blue. And the blue is B18. So I had to decide what I was going to, because I am one that I save my extra drills. And so I love it when they have the DMC codes on the diamond paintings, but many of these smaller ones that we get from our more budget-friendly companies do not include DMC codes. Although I just did, what do you want to call it, unkit or tear down a diamond painting and put it away. And that one actually had DMC codes on. It was a 30 by 30 round, and it actually had DMC codes. I was amazed. This one that I'm doing from Mallory is, a 35 by 35 round, and it also has DMC codes. I'm like, yes. So what I spent all day yesterday doing was setting up storage for my system, how I'm going to store my excess leftover round drills. And it's very different than how I store all my extra square drills, because I wanted something that wouldn't take up quite as much room. Matter of fact, I like my system for the round drills so much now that I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and ever change it, because I put so much time and effort into how I keep my squares that, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see. Because like I said, I am working much, much more with round drills right now. We'll see in the future. But so when I got that system all done, because not only do I have regular, standard round drills, I have a lot of ABs. Matter of fact, I ordered a bunch of different colors of ABs. I didn't realize they had so many colors of the AB diamonds. And if you, this is going to get a line in it. So we'll make the line over here where it'll be less conspicuous. Because I'm just going to go around, and by the time it joins, that end will be dried, so it's going to show a line. That's okay. But yeah, there's like, oh my gosh, how many did I count? Oh, I'm really flubbing this up. What's number 16? Hot pink. Oh yeah, that ain't going to show. That ain't going to hide this blue. And I have quite a few different colors of rhinestones. And there was this set of rhinestones that you could order. Wasn't necessarily cheap, but there is. And again, I did not realize there were this many colors of rhinestones either. There's, oh my gosh, 100 and something different colors. So I am going to put all of that in this same setup that I'm using, and we'll see what all fits, because it's all going in a large binder. So I may just put the standard drills in one and then all the special stuff in another. The ABs, the rhinestones, the special shape drills, because I have a lot of those too, especially from all the Christmas cards I've made over the years. And now this year I also did, there's some really cute, it was a 10-pack of Christmas ornaments that you could diamond paint. So I did those too and put one on each of the, well, one of their presents. And then gave Bob one, and then I had a spare, so that went on the tree. But yeah, a lot of leftover special drills on that too. So, and I've been diamond painting for so many years now. I mean, I started diamond painting before it really became a thing here in the States. Number of years ago, so that's why I have such a huge collection. You know, you start a hobby and you kind of go overboard. Well, yeah, Lisa really went overboard, which you will see when I do my tour of my diamond painting room, because kind of was overwhelmingly affirmative that everybody wants to see the details of both of these rooms. So I am hoping that the beginning of this next year I will get those videos recorded. They're going to be harder to record because I either have to spin you around here. I either have to physically hold the camera, which is what most people do, but it's going to be almost impossible for me to show you everything with one hand the way I have things set up. So I'm going to see if I can maybe set up a tripod on the floor and then show you certain things in that area, and then pause, and then I'll adjust the tripod and show you another area and what's in the drawers and all that good stuff. So yeah, I gotta kind of work out the details on those. Diamond painting room won't take as long as this one. the video showing you this room is probably going to be kind of lengthy. Just to warn you ahead of time. Okay, number 11, turquoise. Our beautiful turquoise color, EG05. Get in there. So yeah, that's on my list to do. I have a lot of videos on my to-do list. Some that I have put off for probably a year. And yeah, I don't think I have to worry about running out of content. And like I said, gosh, I don't know which color and chat it was, but somewhere amongst the 2 moves that we had to do to move into this house, I lost my list of video requests from you guys. So again, I do apologize. But having said that, if there is something you would like me to do and show on the channel, let me know. Probably would be best to contact me via email. I don't go on Facebook Messenger hardly ever, and I'm trying to get in the habit of going on Instagram, and I still am bad. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. Getting onto Instagram. Okay, 12 is a light blue, B12. This is not taking us long at all, is it? Well, it is a smaller mandala book, so, but they're so cute. Love this. And Prachi Dewan Sachdeva, her Christmas color by number book too. I did do a color and chat out of that already earlier this month. And I just love that book too. All of his color by number books are just so adorable. I will leave a link to this one down in the description if you would like to check it out. I know it is after Christmas, but doesn't have to be Christmas to color a Christmas picture. And especially in July, when we have our Christmas in July color-alongs, there's always a few of those going on. So, yeah. I love Christmas pictures. I know not everybody does, and there's probably a bunch of you who are sick of Christmas pictures. And those of you who are probably not watching this video any longer. You're probably like, another Christmas picture. I'm out of here. And that's okay. No problem. Not sure what we're going to color next week, but I can promise it will not be a Christmas picture. Maybe I can find a really cute New Year's picture. I know I have some New Year's pictures somewhere. In some of my books. Somewhere. 13 is purple. I don't see a 13. Am I blind? Do you guys see a 13? I see 14, 15, 18, 16. Well, let's go on to 14 and maybe the 13 will pop out at us. Huh. Okay, 14 is lavender. BV01. I just love all the colors that he puts together. They're just so bright and cheerful. Just like Sunlight Drawings Color by Numbers. They have so many pretty color palettes that they put together that it really can give you good ideas for color palettes you would never think of. I have to color out of one of my patterns coloring books. I have not colored a pattern in so long with my gel pens. And that's pretty much all I used to do. I was going to actually color a pattern with Christmas colors. So I was going to color it, you know, your typical red and green and maybe a yellow in there. And then I just never got around to it. So this may be a little bit of a shorter color and chat. Well, yeah, FYI, I talked about my hernia surgery that was going to be coming up. Well, that may get delayed now because with all the COVID problems between this household and Heather's, she has had to be off work for, gosh, must be like a month and a half now. And so for me to be out, and the surgeon said at least a couple weeks, she is just wondering if I could postpone it a little bit. It's going to take me longer to heal than normal because they can't do both of the hernia repairs because I have one on both sides. They can't do it laparoscopically. They have to do open surgery, so go cut me open because of my bariatric surgery and then having all the excess skin removed from my waist, and so I have a man-made belly button. And so that's typically where they go in for laparoscopic hernia surgeries, through the belly button. And then, you know, I had a hysterectomy years ago, and, you know, just a lot of scar tissue and whatnot built up in that area. So they can't do it laparoscopically. So that means longer healing time than normal. Yay me. So Heather's little 1.5-year-old has to have just some real minor surgery. And he was supposed to have it in December, which would have worked really good, the beginning of December. Okay, so that was 15, magenta. 16 is that hot pink RV06. And he went in for his pre-surgery COVID test, and yes, it came back positive, so of course he couldn't have that surgery. So, because that surgeon is not in the area real often, it has to be put off till February, but she just doesn't know when. Well, she thought if it would be possibly the beginning of February, that maybe we both could have our surgeries around the same time, and then she would, you know, would have had to have been off with little Levi for a little while anyhow, not 2 weeks worth, but she could then be home with them for a few weeks. So I'm hoping she's going to find out. All right. Darn it. Yeah, and 18 is supposed to be peach. Boy, oh boy, Lisa. Well, this one's going to be flubbed up. We'll finish coloring it anyhow. So yeah, I'm hoping she can find out from them this week yet, because my surgery's coming up on the 6th, and I have to call as soon as possible to let them know if I need to cancel that. Now that I had all my pre-surgery appointments done last week, had to go in Monday, had to go in Tuesday, had to go in Wednesday, because I had my talked to them about the surgery appointment on Monday. Tuesday I had to go in. Oh no, I met with the, how did that go now? Met with the surgeon on Monday. And then I had to go into the hospital for an EKG quick on Tuesday. Then I had to go in on Wednesday to meet with the surgeon. No, did that on Monday. To do my pre-surgery eval. So yeah, all of that is done. I don't know. I'm assuming I may have to do it again then. I think those tests and everything are good for like 1 month. So we'll see. Probably have to do it all again. And when I was in on Monday to see the surgeon, I almost passed out in the doctor's office. Not good. My blood sugar must have been so low. And so the nurse, that takes you into the back room, was taking vitals and stuff and inputting stuff into the computer. And I said, I hate to bother you. I said, but could I get a piece of candy or something? I said, I'm having a sugar low. And I was shaking so bad. And she's like, let me go get you another piece. It's because she went and got me some water. And I could hardly drink it. I was shaking so hard. So yeah, I must have really bottomed out. So they told the surgeon about it. And he had me buy I don't know if you've heard of it or not. You've probably seen the commercials. It's called a Freestyle Libra, and you open the package and it has a little needle in it, and so you put it onto the back of one of your arms, and then it attaches to an app on your phone, or there's a separate reader you can get, but the app on your phone is, of course, much more convenient. And all you see is me talking with my hands here. Sorry. Okay, 18, peach. YR01. So, yeah, he wants me to wear this for 2 weeks, because it's a 14-day thing, and keep track of my blood sugar. And yeah, it's pretty much always low. Always in the low range. It's usually in like 50s and 60s, which is pretty low. Except for after I eat, and then it zooms up. Not super high, but I mean, it's still under 200, but it's high enough. And then, of course, after that load goes through, that didn't sound good, the carbs or whatever it is that I ate for that meal wears off, of course, then I drop back down. And overnight, it's pretty low too. So, not sure what he's going to do. He was talking to me about following a keto diet. That is not going to work for me. I'm sure most of you have heard about the keto diet. And my oldest was on keto for a while. She was a big proponent of it. And it's basically very, very low carb, high fat, and high protein diet. Well, carbs are all the good stuff. I could live on pasta. Oh, me and pasta are best buddies. So, yeah, I certainly hope he doesn't push that. It's like, nah, I've been living with this for a couple of years now already. I just know when I start feeling a little funny. Doesn't quite hit me then yet, but then when I start, the next stage is I start getting really hot. And right after that is when I start shaking. It's like, ooh, low blood sugar, time to either eat a bite-sized candy bar or suck on a piece of candy, or even having a couple pieces of toast, or even one piece of toast, or, just something. And it doesn't take too long, and I'm just fine again. So it's like, why can't I just keep doing that? Not give up my carbs. Not in this lifetime. I love all my stuff that's not good for you. All the refined sugars. Candy? I don't eat a ton of candy, but except for this time of the year. Candy and cookies and this is the time of year when everybody puts on a few pounds, right? And then everybody makes a New Year's resolution to lose weight, which goes really good for, a few weeks? Maybe a month or two. Yeah, been there, done that too. So, yeah, we'll see what he says. But whether I take his advice or not is totally up for grabs yet. I mean, don't always have to take the advice of your doctor, do you? It's not written in gold somewhere. I mean, if you can discharge yourself from the hospital against doctor's orders, you should be able to do this against doctor's orders. Is anybody else a carb lover like me? It's like, okay, either pasta of some sort, rice, or potatoes. Yes, please. That's how I was raised. You always had, for supper, you always had some type of meat, some type of starch, and then a vegetable. So, you either had hamburgers and some type of pasta or fried potatoes or something, and then you had a vegetable with it. I always had to have meat, starch, and vegetable. At least when my dad was home. He worked the swing shift, so every other week he was home for supper. But the opposite weeks, then, sometimes we would just, have pizza, or wouldn't necessarily be a big meal then. My gosh, we are done, folks. Wow, that went fast. Holy cow. All right. Well, there it is. Isn't that cute? Even with my flubs, that looks bad. That's the most obvious one. Oops. Yeah, so tomorrow is Monday. I get my little Levi back. Seen him at Christmas time for the first time in, what, month and a half? Oh my gosh, at a year and a half. They really change in a month. Wow. So yeah, I'll get him back tomorrow. And then she has Thursday and Friday off. So this will be a good breaking in period for me to get back to work also. So I'm sure Heather's work will be extremely happy to get her back. And then she'll, yeah, have to be out a couple weeks whenever we can arrange these surgeries. So, well, I guess that's all I have to talk about. Please comment down below, about how your Christmas was. Again, if you have any video requests, now if it's in regard to like colored pencils, I don't have any techniques, not a lot of knowledge at all about colored pencils. More in the gel pen and marker arena. But if it's something I can possibly help you out with, I will try to do so. So again, the easiest way to get a hold of me for that would be email, which is always down in the description if you ever need to get a hold of me via email. So there you have it. Again, this was from Christmas Mandalas, Color by Number by Sachin Sachdeva, and I will link the book down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And again, I hope everybody had a Merry, Merry Christmas. If you like this, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody has had a terrific weekend. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.